Alright, so today I'm going to share this book that helped me lose 9 pounds in 13 days without going on a hunger strike. Hey nerds. Well, since the pandemic began, I've put on some weight, alright? And the hairstyle didn't help. Well, what do you want me to do? Gyms were closed in Hong Kong and I just sat around all day. I mean, scotch and junk food were the only things that kept me sane. That is until a genius idea struck me. Just hear me out, okay? So we all got bloated since COVID began. We can all agree on that, right? What if I came out the other side with abs? Think about it. Abs would be scarce by then. See, if I had abs like 3 years ago, it'd be like, meh, abs are priced in, my friend. But imagine, on the first day this shitstorm ends, and you are at the top 1% of the people with 6 packs. It'll be as rare as Bitcoin. Everybody's gonna be FOMO on abs again. I don't care. I'm buying the dip now. I'm averaging in. But first, this guy seriously needs to slim down. So I searched for diet books and landed on The Obesity Code. The author's name is Jason Fung. He's a nephrologist, a kidney specialist. Not only is he a fellow Asian, but also a fellow Canadian. Yeah, and graduated from U of T. That's where my brother went. I wish I went there. I'd be smarter. His main messages were for us to stop counting calories, understand how insulin is the main culprit to obesity, why we should frequently fast, and he gives us food choices to consider. Quick disclaimer, everybody is an expert on this field. No one can agree on anything except that the other person is wrong. Try to enter this book with an open mind first, then make your judgment later. Now, a lot of these are still controversial, as with all other diets. This video will only be speaking from the book's point of view, so here we go. It is widely established that weight loss is a simple equation, right? You take in less calories than you burn. In other words, a net caloric deficit. Dr. Fung doesn't dispute that, but he thinks that there are mistaken underlying assumptions there. Main one being calorie in and calorie out are independent of each other, which isn't true, according to Dr. Fung. So a lot of our body functions are not under our conscious control. We don't remind ourselves to breathe or choose how tall we grow. We outsource many decision-making tasks to different hormones as agents for us. Imagine if you had to consciously make every decision to a cellular level. It would be like Hell's Kitchen inside your brain. Dreadful. This protein is undercooked. You idiot hard. Unbelievable. How old is this amino acids? Oh, come on. Do I really need to remind you to pump every second? Look at the goddamn instruction menu. That's what DNAs are for, right? Yeah, Gordon Ramsay would have walked off the show before the first commercial break was even shot. Good luck.
Wow.
Luckily, hormones regulate this mess for us. Hormones are like our cheap labors. But it occasionally comes with downsides. When we deliberately eat less, we will lose weight. That's for sure. But in the long run, our hormones adapt by neutralizing our caloric imbalance, effectively sabotaging our effort like a bunch of idiots. Dr. Fung deems this tactic unsustainable. So there's no dispute around the caloric equation. It's like saying the cause of poverty is the lack of wealth. Or saying the reason your kid is stupid is due to insufficient intelligence. I mean, they're true, but not meaningful in this premise. Calories are not the main culprit. Number 2, fasting, frequently fasting. Fasting isn't a diet, it's a way to reschedule your meals. I'm currently on a 16-8 intermittent fasting, meaning I'd only eat in an 8-hour window per day. So why is fasting beneficial? For that, we need to understand why we are fat. Now, first I need a prop. This is good. Now, including a Kit Kat in a diet is off limits. It's only for demonstration purposes. Wow. I haven't had this like a long time. After I took a bite, the Kit Kat enters my body and is broken down into glucose, or blood sugar. Then in response, the body releases a hormone called insulin. It's like a key. It allows cells to absorb the sugars as a form of energy. Let's say I take a few more bites. If our cells can't take them all, insulin carries the remaining sugar to the liver and store them as fat for later use. Too high of an insulin level leads to extra fat storage, and that, my friend, is why we get fat. That's the main premise of this book. More insulin made, more fat you store. So fasting helps reverse this fat storing process. When you stop eating, insulin levels drop. Your body will instead burn stored fat for energy. Reduce sugars and highly refined carbohydrates.
That stevia crap that you're always putting in your tea.
Especially avoid excess fructose as it adds significant pressure to your liver, which spikes insulin level and resistance. So where do you find fructose in your food? What about your entire snack cabinet and your fridge? I mean, if you didn't know, chances are you're already having them. Western supermarkets are filled with high fructose corn syrup. These babies, this, and this, they are all things of the past. Next time when you come across candy, sweetened yogurt, salad dressing, frozen junk food, boxed food, canned food, leave these refined food on the shelf and replace them with whole foods instead. Coffee is fine. It has 0 calories. So there's one important rule I want to share when you go buy groceries. Always check the food label. Ignore what the package says. Every trip to a supermarket is like walking into a poker game. Don't be a sucker. When products advertise themselves as high fiber, 0 sugar, 0 calorie, assume they're lying by default. All guilty until proven innocent.
I did warn you not to trust me.
Since carbs contain sugar, it makes sense to go low carb. Now this is hard for Asians since rice is like heroin to us. We grew up with rice. Expect a withdrawal if you're an Asian. Alright, as opposed to eating these, this has become my version of snacks. Raw almonds, you know. Fiber is good. Fiber provides satiety, which signals our body to stop eating when enough. Nuts, seeds, apples, broccolis, carrots are all rich in fiber. And if you're as clueless as me, don't worry. They have a cheat sheet called glycemic index. The lower the index, the higher the fiber count, the better. Choose wisely. Increase dietary fat. This is what I'm having. I mean, check this out. Shabu shabu, fatty tuna, ribeye steak. Yeah, to trade these for abs? No way, it'll be a deal breaker for me. Luckily, we don't have to make this trade. Natural fat is not only safe, but preferable to our diet balance. So enjoy an avocado. Stay away from modified trans fat though. Now, proteins are important in our diet, there's no doubt about it. The book suggests 20% to 30% of your macro balance. To summarize, if you want to follow the obesity code like I did, stop counting calories, but instead pay full attention to insulin level. Go on frequent fasting, reduce added sugar, reduce refined carbohydrates, go low carb, eat fiber, and increase fat. We don't have to starve ourselves as long as we pick the right combination of food that maximizes our nutritional needs. I also got myself a smart scale to keep track of my progress, so apparently you step on it and it knows everything about you. For instance, your weight, your muscle volume, bone mass, my preferred I'm kidding. And I'm seeing fair results, not just my weight, which is down 10 pounds by the way, but my visceral fat and basal metabolism all got better. I've also been told that I rarely snore now. So personally, I find this book quite digestible. The quick biology class was well worth my Audible credit. So after failing to go through with my physical goal for so many years, I've come to a realization. If I, in my mid-30s, find it so hard to accomplish this goal, what makes me think I will somehow be able to achieve it in, say, 5 years? It will only get harder, right? So it has become a binary choice to me now. Either you want abs or you don't. So this thought pretty much scares me into committing now. I give this book a 4.0 nerds. Alright, if you're interested in short, thorough book reviews and want to help grow this nerd immunity, simply click subscribe and the bell icon for notification. Place your ballots on future episodes ideas on my Facebook and Instagram today. Also, I want to know, have you ever tried other diet plans? And if you did, how do you keep yourself motivated? I'll come back with another book review next week.